Hi everybody. I am watching, while I'm puttering around the house, I'm watching a lot of Survival Seeds 2025 videos. They're closing videos for the season. And as embarrassing as it is, I'm not really embarrassed. Stuff happens. This is my closing for Survival Seeds 2025. My survival seeds did not survive. This gardening year was about as productive as that single basil. But that's okay. Next year. So this year it was rough physically for me, and if you want to hear about that, I've got 2 videos before this that talk about that. But yeah, is that Mile a Minute? Mile a Minute has grown up from the ground all the way up and over my deck. So, the weeds are prolific, but everything else looks pretty much like that. Spot. Hi, Spot. Hi, Spot. I had pretty grand plans, not hugely grand plans. I was going to plant this garden and then the little vegetable garden with the fence and the gate. And yeah, let me get you some different angles. Oh, I'm just noticing my walking onions that I thought were dead, all except for one up in the vertical grower. These are not dead. I'm going to take them inside and water them because this is dry. I thought everything was dead as a doornail. Nice! That's exciting. One little tiny basil under there. I'm going to take that cover off because clearly it doesn't need that kind of protection. This was lemon balm. It did not like this planter at all, even when I kept it watered. So I had to find a different spot for that next year. The peppers did great, but, ooh, it's dry. I can keep the seeds. These are the Cow Wonder peppers from VC Family Homestead from the Survival Seeds. So I'll keep a hold of that. As well as this one. I'll take this one in and let it dry out. Ooh, ick. I'll take those seeds in. This pepper kind of mixed with this oregano. I wonder if I cut that way back and watered it, if it would grow still this fall. Who knows? The other pepper. Oy. More weeds that came up from down there. Oy. And then look at this. One happy Egyptian walking onion. Very happy. So I'm going to try those again. Look, what is this? What's that called? The big purple berries, poisonous plant. Is growing up here in the green stalk. Little gazanias. None of them took off except for this one never bloomed, but this one survived. The wave petunias, I don't care if it rained too much, too little, too hot, too cloudy. They're still going, and the hummingbird comes out here. Speaking of hummingbird, look at this. Is a gift from Warren's father, I believe. Warren or his dad, his parents. Little hummingbird made of meadow. So, green stalks. There's my harvest from the green stalks. This is a project that I was so excited that I was going to try to do this year. Hi, Spot. I made another cart platform with wheels so I could move things around easily. And my plan was to put one of these and a green stalk, or two of these on here, have it butted up against this wall, have these trellises, and then grow something viney on it. Because there's neighbors over there. I like my neighbors, but I'm also a hermit. I like privacy. So that by the time these trellises, there's two, were in this planter, in a planter like it, or the green stalk so tall, that was going to make privacy. So I was going to try to do something vining. Maybe the red kidney beans were going to be here. Maybe my cave beans, anasazi beans, whatever they're called, it was going to be here. But this was a project that got completely not started, beyond the pallet with wheels. Next year, even if I have to sit on the couch inside and have someone else do it, these will be filled with dirt. They'll be placed over here, and they'll grow. Because they're by the bird feeders, which have remained empty. They will be filled when snow comes, but they have remained empty. Because of the bird feeders and bird poop and things, that diseases or whatever that are passing from birds, I'm not going to put stuff on here like a tomato that I'd pick the tomato and snack on. I'll put something that I have to shell like beans, or I'll put something like beets that I pull up, or sweet potatoes. I started sweet potato slips and I killed them too. Anyway, I'm still a pretty good shot even with everything going on. I thought that there were some birds, big birds, not hawks, not all the illegal birds that you can't shoot, were after my chickens down there. And so I was over there on the other side of the driveway, and I used the BB gun, and then I didn't want to dry fire it, so the one that was in, I guess, is it still called in the chamber? The chambered around it, if it's a BB gun. And I thought, I'm not going to hit anything. It's just going to go off down there, but at least it's down there where the chickens won't eat the BB, because I don't know if they would or not. I still got pretty good aim, even with things going on. I aimed for the feeder in the middle, and look, pretty good aim for an old granny that is decrepit. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. So I probably shouldn't be shooting up my bird feeder. But I completely didn't expect to hit it. Anyway, let me go around to the, what's it called? The garden with the fence. Okay, here we are with the veggie garden with the fence and the gate, the nice gate that Deb and Wendy brought for me. There's all the dirt, soil that I'd planned on using. When I changed my tires, I brought these home. These were still pretty good, except on every tire on one side, they were worn down, really strange. So I need some kind of alignment or some kind of problem. Here, I think that was my catmint had come up before it died, which wasn't part of survival seeds, but it's the only thing that survived out here. Everything else, thistle, weeds, all kinds of yuckiness. These flowers that are morning glories, but they're not morning glories. They're in full bloom when I come out early in the morning, and then they close up. So evening flowers, moon flowers, I don't know what they are. But I haven't even been inside the gate for so long. And over on the other side was where I was, some of you may have seen, I was putting, someone's riding by on the road. Let me get out of their sight, because I'm out here in my granny jammies. This was the garden where I was putting that barrier in. Over on the other side, so that the pea gravel wouldn't roll down. So I had grand plans for this. The wind chime doesn't even chime because the weeds are so tall. There's the trellis. Somewhere in there is a horse trough, full raised bed like this one. The good news is I did get quite a few cherry tomatoes. And so I would come home from work, park here in the driveway, pick a few cherry tomatoes, and have a little bit of fresh tomatoes. So that was exciting. The tires I had planned on either maybe planting, like putting 2 of them like this and maybe planting potatoes in, or sweet potatoes, or putting them single and maybe planting beets in them. And I was going to plant them around this edge. Didn't happen. So my plan is to extend this out where the chairs are, and those pallets is still a little strip of land. This is the driveway area. Still a little strip of land before it goes down the hill, real sharp, real steep. So I'd planned on keeping that cleaned out. So there we are. I have mint all over the place, and I'm kind of happy about that because I grow my veggies in containers, and over there by the chicken coop, walking through it, that area, it smells so good and minty. But there's my non-surviving garden for Survival Seeds 2025, and I can't wait for next year, because next year I'm claiming that next year will be better. Even if you're not doing Survival Seeds, the collaboration, definitely watch the videos. There's so many great ideas and so much good motivation and so many good folks. So it's definitely worth watching. So some bug just landed on me. Okay, see ya.